My first meeting on site with the client will be after a phone call. We walk through a few minor details. I also like to find at that point what the pain points would be or why we're doing the project. We talk through how we go about our process. We build a schedule from start to finish before we start the project and share that. The clients will know when the kitchen's going to be tore up, when roughly the cabinets will be back in place, roughly when the countertop's going in. But overall, it should set the expectations of where we expect the start and end dates to be, when the messier parts is. So on our initial, we call it our budgetary estimate. So to put that together, we're looking for more rough space sizes, square footage, cabinet rough configurations. I get that on site with pictures, and then I discuss that with our team back in the office, our designer and estimator. We come up with a rough sketch of what the space could look like, and then we use that to put our budgetary estimate together. And that budgetary estimate is a range, and it's usually a pretty decent sized window we give us because we don't have all the details picked out at that time. After we review the budgetary estimate with our client, our next step would be, if they decide to move forward with us, we would start preparing our plans to review with them. And then we would set up another meeting with myself and our designer and the homeowners. And if once that's good, or if there's any changes, then we would adjust the scope of work, adjust our budgetary estimate, and give them an updated, this is where we think the project will be at. Once those get approved after 1 or 2 meetings, then we would start working into our site meeting with all our trades. And that's where we start turning that budgetary number, the range, into a hard fixed number. At our trade meeting, the other benefit to doing it that way is the trades get to get eyes on it. They can see all the people that are going to be working there, get to meet them and have a little background of who each of them are that will be there, or their crew will be there later on in the project. So after we get all our numbers back from our trades, we would like to get another updated cost to our clients. Then we start working through the selections.
It's a bit of a process, especially if we're doing something with a lot of details, such as a kitchen or bathroom. I'll generally start out with sending the client an email and kind of listing out some of the meetings that we might be having together. A lot of times it's a little intimidating, but I try and break it down into smaller chunks so that I don't lose the client right at the beginning. So we'll have generally a meeting here at the showroom, or sometimes I'll bring materials to the client's homes. And as far as a list of things that I need from the clients, I really just need them to have an open mind and be ready to have a little bit of fun. People will share Pinterest or Houzz, or even just something that they saw off Instagram, and they'll shoot me a text. And that just helps me get an idea of where their design tastes lie. And so I always tell a client, I don't have to live in your home, you do. So I want to make sure that what we're putting in there is something that you're going to be happy with long term. As we work through the project, I'll create just a little PDF file of all the images of things that we've selected, because it can be, we start selections and then there's a little bit of lag time, and I find that some clients are like, I don't even know what I picked out. So we just have that as a reference point for them.
So when we sign the contract, it'll be a fixed price number, and we feel very confident that that is the price of the project. We don't change it unless the scope of the work changes. When we sign the contract until we start construction, timing can depend on a bunch of different things. Depends on the project. If it's a bigger kitchen, we're going to sign the contract, we're going to submit the order for the cabinets, then we'll get confirmation on the cabinets, and usually we'll get some kind of a lead time on that. One thing I think that separates Ridgewood, the way we want to be transparent on all our selection costs. Not that we're going to itemize everything, but we want to know like what are the big drivers of the cost. Making all our selections up front makes the project go smoother. Everybody knows what the cost is. We don't have all these additional costs based on budget running over along the project. So if you'd like to move forward with any project with Ridgewood, reach out to us on our website, ridgewoodhomeconstruction.com, and we will follow up with you and get the initial call set up, and then we can stop over and explore your project.